Okay, dear students, in our previous video, we were talking about what is Keats's definition of beauty and how beauty makes our mind and heart beautiful. Every beautiful object means in the real sense of beauty is takes our mind to some upper level. Now we will talk about the next stanza. Therefore, on every morrow means morning, we are wreathing a flowery band to bind us to the earth. A flowery band. Flowery band means the beautiful objects in our life. The beautiful objects in our life. So there are so many beautiful objects in our life, and what happens? These objects bind us to the earth. Means these beautiful objects, or the beauty gives us strength, gives us power to bind us to the earth, to bind ourselves to this earth, means to live in this world. We are living in this world, and where from this strength comes? Means there is so much loss, so much suffering in this world. Even then, we human beings are staying at on this earth. And what is the reason we are staying on this earth? And the only reason is the beautiful objects of the world. They give us strength, they give us power, courage to endure all kinds of sufferings of this world. A flowery band means the beautiful objects of our life. Those flowery band, those beautiful objects give us power, strength to be on this earth, to survive on this earth. Spite of despondence means depression. ठीक है? In spite of depression means there is a lot of depression on this earth. Of the inhuman dearth of noble natures. Noble natures means noble people. Noble people means good people. ठीक है? So there is a dearth of good people, good natures. Dearth means कमी है. ठीक है? तो this earth has very few rare good natures. Of the gloomy days, the days are gloomy on this earth. There is sadness everywhere. ठीक है? There is sadness everywhere on this earth. Of all the unhealthy and over darkened ways. So there are, meaning is, John Keats just wants to say that this earth is full of troubles. This earth is full of sadness. This earth is full of darkened ways, dark. There is darkness on this earth. Darkness may be of various types. ठीक है? Darkness because we don't have knowledge, we don't have friends, we don't know what to do, what not to do. All these things are a kind of darkness. So he just wants to say that this earth has very few good people, very few good natures. This earth is sad, sadness is there, grief is there, means pain is there in this world, but only the beautiful objects means give us strength to survive this earth. Of all the unhealthy and over darkened ways made for our searching. Yes, in spite of all these things, all these problems, darkness, everything, some shape of beauty moves away the pale from the dark spirits. So pale means a kind of cover. Moves away the pale means moves away the means darkness. The cover of darkness is there. There is a cover of darkness from our dark spirits. ठीक है, हमारे spirits पे there is kind of darkness. Darkness means darkness stands for all the negative things, all the negative things, all the negative traits of human beings, all the problems of human life, all the pain of human life. That concludes the word darkness here. ठीक है, तो there is darkness, but in spite of all the beauty, what the beauty does, it moves away that cover. It moves away that cover. उस कवर को, उस डार्कनेस को कौन हटाता है? The beauty, the beautiful objects of the world, the beauty created by God. Such, now in the next stanza, what the poet will do, he will list out the names of the beautiful objects. He will count some of the beautiful objects that this earth has. Such the sun, the moon, trees old and young. These are the beautiful objects of this world. Sun, the moon, and trees, the trees in the nature. Sprouting a shady moon, the trees which create a shady place for all. And we are very much pleased when there is hot outside, when there is summer. ठीक है, what happens? A shady tree gives us the relaxation, it gives us a joy that is unequaled, unparalleled. For simple sprouting a shady moon for simple sheep, and such are daffodils, the daffodils flowers. He also counts the beauty of flowers. ठीक है, what the beauty of flower? When we see a rose or when we see any flower, what happens? Whenever we see a flower, our sensibility, our understanding, our feelings, they are refined, they become more refined. Means, what is our expression when we see a beautiful flower? Our expression is very nice. Oh my God! ठीक है, such kind of expression is there, and our sensibility, our understanding, our feeling is refined to some extent. For simple, and such are daffodils, with the green world they live in. The green world in the nature, the gardens, the plants, the flowers. ठीक है, this greenery, this beauty of flowers, this natural object, sun, moon, trees, flowers, everything, all these natural objects, they are the direct incarnation of the beauty about which the poet is talking about. And clear rills, the streams, the rivers, the clear water, the crystal clear water of the rivers, it gives us a sense of beauty. It gives us a sense of joy, a kind of joy. There is a waterfall, for example, there is a waterfall or there is a river. You go to that, river or waterfall, and if the water is crystal clear, reflecting all the stones, pebbles, everything inside the water, what kind of feeling we have? We have a very refining feeling. We have a very a kind of wonder, a kind of joy we get from that kind of water, that kind of clear water. So these are the incarnation of beauty, and these beautiful objects, what they do, they consolidate our opinion that this world is very beautiful. Even after we know that the people are not good, the life has a lot of problems, we know all such things, but when we go to this object, we find a kind of relaxation, we find a kind of rest from the worldly things. So these are the incarnation of beauty according to the poet. They live in and clear rills that for themselves a cooling covert make against the hot season. During the hot season, he just means describing a kind of scene that what happens when we go to these things. During the summer season, when we go to a water stream or we go to a river or we go to a waterfall and the water is very very clear, very very clean, it gives us a kind of refreshment. The mid-forest brake reach with a sprinkling of fair musk rose blooms. The mid-forest brake. A brake means a marshy land, a forest. Go inside a forest, there is a marshy, there is a marshy land, ठीक है? And what happens? And there are musk roses. There are musk roses blooming in that place, at that place, in that forest. What happened? And such too is the grandeur of the doom we have imagined for the mighty dead warriors. ठीक है? तो और क्या? So these are some of the concrete things, means the sun, the moon, the roses, means the rivers and the musk roses. These are some of the concrete things that are the incarnation of, which are the incarnation of beauty. ठीक है? We can touch them, we can see them, we can feel them. These are the concrete objects. ठीक है? The poet is talking about. Now he is coming to some means virtual things, you can say, and he will talk about that the doom of the warriors, dead warriors. We know about warrior means a soldier. The dead warriors of ancient times, we know about their greatness, we know about their valor, we know about their bravery. And what happens? When we know about their story, when we listen to their stories, when we come to know about their life, it also produces a kind of beauty in our heart and minds. And such too is the grandeur of the doom, the warriors we have, I imagine, for the mighty dead warriors. All lovely tales that we have heard or read. Anything, we hear a tale, we read a tale, ठीक है? And what happens? A tale instills one or the other kind of message to our heart and mind. Any tale we read, any tale we hear, what happens? The tale gives us something. The tale makes us learn something. The tale makes us learn a message. And what happens when this message is learned, when this message is digested? What happens when a message is digested? It creates a kind of beauty in our heart and mind. So these are some of the virtual objects, the tale of the warriors, the life of the warriors, and any tale he says. See, okay? So means so many tales are there giving messages to us. All lovely tales that we have heard or read, and endless fountain of immortal drink. What happens when we hear a tale? जब हम एक कहानी सुनते हैं, what happens? A message is conveyed. A message is conveyed to us. A message is conveyed to us, and that conveyed message is digested ultimately by us. And if that message is digested by us, what happens? A kind of beauty is created in our heart and mind. Our mind is uplifted to the next level. Our mind is uplifted to the next level. That is the thing that he just wants to say. Endless fountain. These stories are endless fountain. They are fountain. What kind of fountain? Fountain of immortal drink. Drink means the knowledge. The knowledge which comes from those tales. Every tale gives us some knowledge, and that knowledge is compared to a fountain. उस knowledge को compare करता है किससे? एक fountain से. कि जो भी नॉलेज हम सीखते हैं एक टेल से, एक कहानी से, वो एक फाउंटेन की तरह है. और वो भी कैसा फाउंटेन? एंडलेस फाउंटेन, immortal fountain. That fountain will never die. The knowledge, the learning that we get from a story, that will never die. It will guide us throughout our life, pouring us from the heaven's brink, pouring unto us from the heaven's brink. So the knowledge that comes from the tales, means the poet is just comparing, he is just giving examples, that knowledge, that fountain, see, it seems to poet that fountain is coming from the heaven. Heaven means a symbol for God, means the knowledge that we learn from this story, the knowledge that we take from those tales, that is directly given to us by the God who has created this earth and who has created the beauties on this earth. So, dear students, in this poem we knew what is beauty. What is beauty? What is Keats's definition of beauty? In Keats's definition of beauty, beauty is something which ennobles our mind. It ennobles. It takes our mind to the upper level. He is just not only talking about the worldly beauty, or he is not talking about the mortal beauty, any kind of mortal beauty. In his definition, what is there? The beauty is endless, the beauty is immortal, and the beauty is what? That is ennobling our mind. Means that is taking our mind to the other level. Next to that, he will just count the natural objects that signify beauty, or that stand for his definition of beauty. And he counts the names of sun, moon, trees and flowers and the rivers and the fountains. So all these things are the just physical beauties of the nature. All these things create or refine our sensibility. All these beautiful objects, sun, moon, flowers, all those things, they do what? They just create, they just make our sensibility better. So these are the physical. Also, he counts some of the beautiful objects which are virtual only. We cannot touch them, we cannot see them, and those are the tales of warriors and any other kind of tale, and the message conveyed to us by those tales, that makes our sensibility better, that makes our sensibility bold. He also says that this world is full of problems. This world is full of grief. This world is full of suffering. And what happens? Only these beautiful objects give us courage, give us strength to live in this world, to survive in this world. If these beautiful objects are not there, if these beautiful objects are not there, we won't be able to live in this world. So this is the all that this poem consists, and I hope you understood the poem. And I am always open for queries if you have any, and you can have your queries if there is any doubt. So in 3 parts of this poem we learn what is beauty, what are the beautiful objects that he is talking about, and what is their influence on us. He also defines the world, that what kind of world we are living in. We are living in a world full of pain, suffering and despondence, that is depression. Okay.